Hi. First, I should ask, do you know what a triple threat is? There's a lot of great things about basketball that I can tell you. It trains the mind as well as the body. And it's a great way to get in shape and to meet new people. I played for 8 years. I went to certain camps, been to certain trainings, and I played for a couple of teams. And while I didn't dedicate my whole life to the sport, I know just about enough, the bare minimum, to tell you about the beauty of basketball. Now, if we're going to talk about basketball, I talk about my experience with the sport, of course. I loved playing with my father when I was younger. Every Sunday after church, we would go play, and playing the game made me love it even more. As I got older, I started playing with the kids in my neighborhood. This introduced me to conversations about the NBA and about the sport as a whole, and I became even more enthralled with the sport aspect and entertainment aspect of the game. And it's made my days so much more fun, and it can do the same for you. How much of a blessing is it to find something that you really have fun with? And we want to talk about the history of basketball. We first have to talk about how it was created. Springfield EDU says that it was created by James Naismith in a Springfield gymnasium just to help athletes that have so much pent-up energy after the football season. They needed something else to play, and this was the perfect thing for them to do. When you also talk about the history of the sport, you have to mention the NBA, or the National Basketball Association. It's very popular now, but back in the 70s, it was lacking popularity until two players, Magic Johnson and Larry Bird, came along. What's great about these two players is the narratives of their stories within the league. Larry Bird was white and Magic Johnson was black. So, of course, race was brought up because they were the two players in the league at that time. Even though the majority of players in the NBA were African American, that did not make them exempt from racial epithets as well as stereotypes. Now, if you want to learn how to play the game of basketball, it's very easy to learn. You can go to many places to learn it, and the more things you understand about the tricks and the little nuances of it, the more fun it is overall in general. Now, it's very simple, but the first thing I have to tell you is how to dribble. You can dribble the ball like this, and then you also use your other hand. But if you want to alternate, you have to bounce the ball from one hand to the other. You can't just pick it up and give it to the other hand. Also, when you're taking steps playing basketball, you can only take 2 steps without dribbling the ball. But once you pick up the ball and take 2 steps, you have to either shoot it or pass it. You can't just dribble again, because then that'll be carrying. I should probably tell you what a triple threat is now. A triple threat is when a player gets a ball and he can either shoot it, pass it, or dribble it. Hence, triple threat because of his 3 options. If you want to know more about the sport, you can just look it up on YouTube. People can tell you and give you way more insight and be a better teacher than I am, as well as go to a basketball park, maybe after COVID or before, depending on what you expect your life to be. And you can play with other people and you can see how people play, and they'll just tell you and they'll show you if they're nice enough. Or you can ask a friend. Basketball is a very popular sport, and it's a good chance that you know at least one person in your life that knows how to play the game. Now, you may be thinking that basketball, like all other sports, are for meatheads or jocks. That's not the case. Basketball is for everybody. It trains your mind as well as your body. The great thing about basketball is you don't realize that your body is working hard in a good way until you stop playing. So, of course, it's good for exercise. Basketball is just so great. When you have something that can take capacity up in your mind as well as train your body, why not do it? And lastly, every person that plays basketball knows this one saying, and I believe that is true. Basketball doesn't build character, it reveals it. So why not play it? Thank you.